So the other day, me and my husband completely ripped out all of our tomato plants for the season. We're just completely done harvesting. We've made all the tomato sauce that we wanted, and honestly, they were starting to die back anyways. So we went ahead and just ripped everything out and cleaned it all up. So now, today, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some shredded leaves that I have been saving ever since we cleaned up last fall, and I'm gonna go back to what I used to do. I used to take fresh chicken manure out of our chicken house, and I literally just spread it everywhere into the rows and the garden beds, and then today I'm actually gonna be putting it into the tomato buckets. I'm gonna water down the buckets first, and then I'm gonna place the manure in each bucket, and then I'm gonna put a layer of shredded leaves on top of that. So all fall and winter, up until next spring, it'll have all that time to decompose into the soil, and all these worms will come up from the tomato buckets. There's holes in the bottoms of these tomato buckets, and I will get a ton of worms coming up through there by spring. So it'll just keep my buckets really healthy, and it'll keep my soil covered, because I don't want the sun and the wind and everything drying out all of my soil, because it'll just kill out the microbes and it won't really have any worms in there if the soil's just dry all the time. So I'm gonna go ahead and tackle that today. I've already gathered my chicken manure, and then I'm just gonna grab some shredded leaves, and I might have to hook up some garden hoses to reach over here again and just water these buckets down before I even start anything. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that started today so I can get it done for winter. Alright, so I got my bucket of manure. There's some pine shavings, some feathers in here. And I got my little shovel, and then these are the leaves that I just collected and saved this last fall. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start layering the manure on all the buckets that I can. And then if I run out, that's fine. I can still get chicken manure throughout the fall. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and layer my leaves. Now at the very end, I'm going to water it all in again. That way the leaves don't blow away in this wind that we're having today. So just wet it down and kind of just pack down into these buckets here. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove all of the tomato cages in every single bucket, and then I usually stack them all together and I keep them in the area of these tomato buckets, so next year everything will just be together. So this year I actually zip tied all of the tomato cages to a galvanized wire off these T-posts. So I'm gonna go and cut all of the zip ties, and then I'll remove the tomato cages. I want to protect these tomato cages as much as possible, because the part that goes into the soil can start rusting and just ruin over time. And I want to take care of these tomato cages because they're really expensive nowadays. I think I had to buy 7 tomato cages this year for this row right here, and all the rest of them I already had. The ones that I've already had actually lasted quite a bit of years, so I want to continue to take care of everything. The cages were actually really hard to get out of the buckets just because I exposed the soil to the sun and it has completely dried out the soil, and they're extremely hard to pull out, which I got all of them out finally, all stacked up neatly. And I got all the shredded leaves on all of the buckets. The only thing I need to do now is water in all the leaves, just because I don't want the wind blowing all these leaves around. So I'll go ahead and water that, and I am completely done for fall and winter now. I just have to wait till next spring, and whenever I remove some of these leaves to plant, I will have signs of worms and life in the soil, just because it'll be protected all winter. Well, thank you guys for watching today. I know this was a very simple, easy video, but I'm going back to using my fresh chicken manure and shredded leaves. That seems to work best for me on this farm. So I'm going to continue to just use fresh manure and let it decay all winter long, and next spring it'll be ready to plant. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, and we will see you on the next video.